On the Breakfast Club, right? Where you spoke about your specific struggles as a dark-skinned Afro-Latina, and Cardi B's sister Hennessy responded to that, saying that there needs to be more unity. What would you say to that? Do you feel like your point was misunderstood on the Breakfast Club?
I really hate talking about this at this point because a lot of people, you know, the Cardi fans feel like, oh my God, you're talking about Cardi again. And I never meant any harm. I never meant it in a bad way. I think that Hennessy just was being protective of her sister, of her blood, which I understand and respect. I don't have any brothers or sisters, but I can imagine the feeling of having someone that wants to protect you. I think she misunderstood where I was coming from. And as a matter of fact, just to make sure that, you know, that my point is valid, not too long ago, Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, also had a comment about it, about the colorism.
And what were your thoughts on that? Because essentially, for those that may not know, his thoughts were, he was saying that colorism is still real, it's rampant, and that his daughters and some artists are successful because of their skin color, and you agree with that? I
wouldn't say it's just because of their skin color, because these artists are very talented. Beyonce is, Beyonce is everything. I love you so much, get it. I would never say, you know, you made it based off your color. No, it does help. It does give you a little push. It's unfortunate for the rest of us, but it does help. And it has happened. And it's happened for many years. It's just that a lot of people want to cover the sun with one finger and say it doesn't exist. It's over. Racism, what are you talking about? Oh, nobody's racist anymore. Wake up. Nothing has truly changed. We've progressed a little, but there is such a long way still to go. There is still so much ignorance on the topic, and not just for the African American community, but myself as a Latina, as an Afro-Latina.
Yes. Do you have these conversations in the Afro-Latina?
It's your girl, Nelly Lee, aka Ida Marie. So yes, as you can see the video before, we're going to react to a video. Apparently, this is a video that I want to talk about ever since back in January, but I lost someone very close to me, so I've been away, you know, dealing with that. But here I am and back. I want to talk about this. I talk about this pretty much throughout my whole entire channel, how about blacks and about how the music is really changing when it comes to difference with the skin color and what we are looking for when we're looking at, you know, black females per se. So let's go ahead and look at this video together.
My mom saw that, you know, I was naturally very like spontaneous and very like sassy, so she took me to do an audition. They chose me, and then I was there. Then I became a backup dancer for Latin Grammys, Premio Lo Nuestro, etc. It was a great opportunity, and it kind of just started from there.
So when did the barriers, you know, because it sounds like, look, as a child star, you was on TV, you was a backup dancer. Like, to a lot of people, that would be like, yo, you made it, right?
Well, it depends what you consider made.
But I think that's a part of the conversation, right? Because now the part of your, I guess, brand has become, no, I didn't get to do certain things, or I haven't achieved what I can achieve because of my complexion, because of my appearance. When did you start to feel that?
I don't want to necessarily put it as if I haven't made it because of my skin color, because there's a lot of people that have made it. I will say that it does become harder. It is a barrier. And I'll tell you this much. Now that you said Sábado Gigante, when I was in Sábado Gigante, I was the...
Now, I never really heard of her until, now the show's over, but you know, until I saw my brother watching the video. And pretty much people are saying that she shouldn't be speaking out against, you know, about black issues or whatever because she's Afro-Latina, and she feels that she should, you know, she should talk about it because she's dark-skinned complexion. I think she's speaking from her viewpoint of what Afro-Latinos go through, but I don't really think she speaks on behalf of the blacks in general. I would have to say that we would have to do that ourselves here in America. I just think she's talking about what she's experiencing. I'm looking at her. She is dark skinned. She has the puffy hair, but they're saying that she does not act black, so she can't speak on about being black or anything like that. So about, you know, feeling prejudice from someone lighter than us. Let's go back to the video.
You need to do something with her hair, because it's unmanageable. We can't be dealing with this every time she has to come do her hair. And I remember looking at my mom's face at that moment, and she looked at me, and it was that moment that I realized something was different. Like as a kid, I didn't know what it was, but besides the fact that as a kid, you don't see the difference. You're fun, I'm fun, yeah, we're friends. But my mom started perming my hair. Then I became acceptable. Then you're okay. You can kind of fit in. Your hair is straight. It's gonna work better now. And it took that. My mom always told me, you're always gonna have to work twice as hard for people to recognize your work. And I never understood that till years later.
Now, I am going to believe, I am going to say, yeah, I do agree with that, what her mom say. If you are dark skinned, you tend now, especially now, because all the light skinned chicks are getting the attention. If you are a dark skinned female, you do have to work 10 times harder for someone to notice you versus someone that look like Beyonce or Tanaje or Cardi B or Nicki Minaj. So I will have to agree with that. Let's just, she is going to talk about that later on, about the Beyonce types, how we should look when it comes to music industry.
True, very true, unfortunately.
So now you're on the program and it becomes this big stir. What's the guy's name that said she had
Young Hollywood.
And what does he do exactly?
How dare you?
Sorry.
He's a producer.
I don't watch the show.
He's a producer.
Very, very famous worldwide. You know
Sounds
what I mean?
like shade.
In
That
the
sounds like
planet.
How do you not
Producer.
know? You work at a radio station. You don't know him?
How do you not know who he is?
I mean, he's on Love and Hip Hop. He must be somebody, right?
Yeah,
Everyone.
Yeah. He's somebody.
So,
Somebody. Everybody's somebody. What?
so you have a problem with him currently? After his comments, what was it? Less Macy Gray, more Beyonce.
It wasn't even about because I can say that, right? We just finished doing Reunion. That's fine. Yeah, it's all over social media. We just finished doing Reunion. It got ugly in Reunion, and when
That's on brand. Like that's what people
That's what
tune in
Union's for.
right. But the thing was that I don't. People can. It's not that I felt bad with his comments because I've had to deal with it all my life. So it wasn't new. I've had people tell me, change your hair, you're too black to be Latina, or you're too Latina, or there's always an issue. But the true issue became when he started mocking me.
Right, because that's what I saw afterwards.
He started doing all of this, like, what makes you all like black and proud, whatever. And then it was like, okay, we get it. You're, Nutella queen. And then it was like, you need to be less Macy Gray and more Beyonce if you want to succeed in the industry. And you need to change this, and you need to do this. And then that really was what triggered me. Like, I get it. If you give me a constructive criticism, I think you should change this, or it will be better like this, or whatever. And that's your opinion at the end of the day, which regardless of his comments, it really meant nothing because I just got signed to a multi-million-dollar contract with BMG, and I am so grateful for that. And it was based off my talent and my background and my history as an artist, not based off what freaking hairstyle I have or the texture of hair that comes out of my scalp. So, yeah. Who cares what he thinks?
Well, and there's just such shade built into the Macy Gray statement, not only from like obviously a physical standpoint, but like you're also choosing to reference someone who, God bless Macy Gray, she's very talented, but in our world hasn't been a totally active, prevalent artist in a long time.
Had a massive hit record.
No, I know, but like but comparing it to Beyonce, who is the number one artist in the world constantly, like they're just inherent built-in shade.
And it wasn't even about the artist part of it. It was the physical aspect. Like, you need to not look like this and be more Beyonce. See, that's what bothers me. Like, even putting that concept out there that you need to change who you are or the way that you look in order to succeed bothers me.
Now, this is where I want to put the focus in. This is what I wanted to talk about mostly, is that for a black female to be successful in the music business, you have to look like Beyonce, or you have to look similar like Cardi B, or like Tanaje, or like Nicki Minaj. These females seem to have it going on because everybody wants to look like them, everybody wants to date them, or, basically, this is what I want to talk about. I do not really want to talk. The reason why I brought her, using her as an example, is because a lot of people are not paying attention to artists like Keke Palmer. She's still making music. Nobody's paying attention to her. Now, the only one that I see that they pay attention to a lot that's dark complexion is REMY Ma. And I said this over and over and over. And I'm just trying to figure out what happened where black people are, we are saying that our black females are Beyonce. That's it. Or our black female artists are Cardi B and Nicki Minaj and Tanaja. And I've been noticing that that's all we pay attention to, and that's how we trying to make ourselves look like. This is an issue because now our black females that are my complexion or darker, they are not getting any spotlight. Nobody's paying attention to them really. So let's get back to this video.
But that's an American construct, right? Like that is a white supremacist, Eurocentric American construct that's woven into the Americas, right? Whether it's North America or South America. Because the people that came and took this land from the native people, they wanted to promote that concept, right? That to be beautiful, to be successful, you had to look like us. This was our land, right?
Right.
They called it like manifest destiny, their God chosen right to take this land, whatever. But that's in America, we were talking about on the air, how many dark complected female music superstars have there been?
And it's not that we're not talented. It's not that we're envious of the ones that have made it. Because a lot of people will take what we say and kind of change it and be like, oh, she's saying that she's jealous and that she, No, it's not that. It's just that I feel.
So I had comment on Amara I think her name is Mila J. I believe she's half Korean, half black. She is Jaheen Heiko, older sister. And I looked at one of her videos and I said, oh, she's beautiful and everything like that. I said, she's very gorgeous, very beautiful. She knows how to sing, she knows how to dance. But I just want to know, I'm looking at the comments underneath her video and I said, how do y'all know if she wants to be called black? Like she's half Korean, half black. What if she wants to be called Korean? Because I begin to notice that a lot of people who are black, they automatically call everybody black. Who's ever mixed, they call them black. And my question is, how do you know that person can choose either race they want? They can call themselves whatever they want. She can be called Korean if she wants to. That's by law. I've said this. If you're half black or half white, some people actually go with white. So what are you gonna say on that? You're gonna call them black? I mean, as black people, we need to stop doing that. Other races of people don't do that but us, where that person has black in them, we automatically call them black. And it's like, why do we do that? Nobody else does that but us. And then when someone calls us out, like if I say something, if I'm black, I'm darker than her, the person said, oh, well, you're just jealous of her and stuff like that. And I was like, because I don't want to look like her. I just said that she looks beautiful, she's talented, but because I said I don't want to look like her, I'm not shaped like her, so why are you guys calling her black? I said she's mixed with Korean and black. And then someone came and said, oh, well, you want to, there goes Nelly, she wants to look like Beyonce and, and Nicki Minaj. I said, first of all, yet again, why are we identifying the black women as Cardi B's and Nicki Minaj and Beyonce? Well, at the time, it was just Beyonce and Nicki Minaj who was popular. But, before Cardi B got popular, who blew up? That was my question I asked. I was like, why are we doing this? Like, why every time somebody who's dark complexion says something about an artist that's light-skinned, we are jealous of them? And my thing is, I just want to know, why would you automatically call somebody black? And other people was in the comments, they were agreeing with me, but these two people were upset, but everybody else was agreeing with me. And they were saying that, yes, we identify the black women as Beyoncés. If they don't look like Beyoncés, then we are jealous of them. Because we speak out against, like, hey, there's other different shades of color of black women. But my thing is, the question was, when someone is mixed, why do we automatically call them black? There are people out there, I know this, that are mixed with white and they're mixed with black. They want to be known as white. So my thing is, what do you call them? Do you automatically call them black? And that's what I asked the question. How do you know this young lady likes being called black? She probably wants you to call her half Korean, half black. That's probably what she wants. She wants to be known both of the races. You can't just say she wants to be known just black. That was the question that I answered, and they couldn't answer it. Back to the video.
Back in the days, I feel like people fought more for what they believed. They really stood up for what they believed. Like, they were willing to take whatever it took to make their statement.
There was some. Some didn't make it. Some we never heard from.
Some didn't. But okay, I don't want to take it that deep, right? But let's just talk about Martin Luther King days, Malcolm X days, Rosa Parks days, right? They stood their ground.
Yeah.
I feel that now we've gotten so comfortable that we've been accepted somewhat, and we take whatever is given to us. And it's not just about the African American community, because I can say I see both aspects, because I was born and raised in Miami and my parents are Dominican, so I do get the Latin culture, and I get to feel it and see it from that aspect. And in the United States, the difference to me is more that I feel that the Latino community really doesn't stand up for it. Well,
because it's cloaked. Racism is cloaked.
That was pretty key point there. I've never heard of that, about Latinos not really speaking out against prejudice. I don't know. It's because mostly half of them are light skinned. I don't know. That's just my viewpoint. I was a little shocked when she had said that. So yeah, I don't know. You need to let your girl down in the comments know how you feel about that comment, because I didn't know that they didn't really spoke out against or whatever. And then I'm looking at the three people who's sitting on the share there. They're light skinned too, but I believe I don't know if they're Latinas or Spanish people or whatever. But looking at her, she's a darker skin complexion and she's calling herself Afro-Latinas. And I think it's because she's more into her Latin side, and that's why people are saying, because you got to understand what the other people I have to agree with them on that. That's probably why they're viewing her like she shouldn't have her opinion on this, because she's more into her Latina side versus her African side. All right.
In the Latin world, right? Because there was no Jim Crow.
And that's something
right?
that, listen, because when I read your story, I was like, every time we picked up a magazine that was for us, right?
That's my viewpoint on it. I feel like she's speaking more for the Afro-Latinos. I don't feel like she's speaking for African Americans. I heard my brother was talking about it. I told him, I don't think she's speaking for us per se. I think she's speaking in her point of view for Afro-Latinos. I don't think she's speaking mostly for African Americans. But I do agree with her on the skin thing when it comes to music industry. I'm looking at some of her channels. She'd probably get 1 million views maybe on her videos. She just got a new song that came out, Bam Bam. It's only like 26,000 people have seen it. So I agree with her on that. I feel like dark-skinned women don't have a chance when it comes to this music industry. But if you're light-skinned and got the blonde hair or big breasts, big butt, big hips, you're gonna be accepted. This is not a hate video against light-skinned women. This is to educate people a little bit as to what's really going on in the music industry when it comes to black females. We are putting ourselves with women. We're putting ourselves in the category as this light-skinned women. That's the black women. So my thing is, what's the dark-skinned women? Because we don't see them. I just don't see them a lot. And we talk very little of Keke Palmer, and nobody really pay attention to her. And we talk mostly about Remy Ma, and I said the only time we really talk about Remy Ma is when she got beef. That's when really we talk about Remy Ma. We don't really focus on her music. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened. Why is it that when we talk about Beyonce, if some of you guys who love Beyonce, why when we talk about her negatively in your eyes, why is it that we put ourselves in a category that I automatically want to look like her? When I'm talking about we should have more dark-skinned women, but I automatically want to look like her. I don't want to look like her. She's beautiful. All these women are beautiful. They're talented. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Tanaje, Beyonce, they are all beautiful. They're not ugly to me. Do I hate them? No. I just want to know, why can I see more of my skin complexion and darker skin complexion sisters up there besides them? That's all I want to know. That's just, I just want somebody to answer that. Like, this is what a lot of females are going through, and then now you got this Shakira who's, you know, speaking out against it, and now everybody's saying, well, she can't speak for, I don't think she's speaking for us. I think she's speaking more for Afro-Latinas, which is nothing wrong with that. But let your girl down in the comments know how you feel about this video. I had to talk about it because I'm all about talking about the skin tone and about, you know, what's going on in the black culture. So thumbs up would be dope. Thumbs down not gonna make me frown, because haters are my motivators. Peace.